the fight against Parkinson's disease take a positive turn in 2021. The team at Clene Nanomedicine is with us and certainly hoping so. It's great to have on Rob Etherington, President, CEO at Clene. Okay, so I botched that whole thing, but I won't botch the interview because I was going through everything and I find it very exciting. I know that your company is working very hard. It has some upcoming presentations in the fight against Parkinson's. So tell us more about what's going on at this time.
Thanks, Nicole. Great to be on your show. We received a grant of a pretty significant amount of money from the Michael J. Fox Foundation to help explore our work in Parkinson's. We already are pretty far advanced in the clinic in multiple sclerosis and in amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, often abbreviated as ALS, or sometimes formerly called Lou Gehrig's disease. And these clinical programs will read out and show whether our drug is effective in the next few quarters. What we're doing as a clinical stage bioenergetic nanocatalyst company is having patients take our asset, and the Parkinson's team at Michael J. Fox saw our work, agreed to our proposal to do 2 different preclinical experiments to really explore whether or not our asset could also work in Parkinson's patients as well. We already are in the clinic in Parkinson's patients, and so this will enable us to go further in our fight against Parkinson's.
What's the timing on all this at this point? I mean, I think it's very exciting that you have the ability to battle all of these at the same time, presumably, and that's why you're doing these tests. What's the timing where you may actually find out some really good news?
Thanks. Our lead drug candidate, which I'm holding in my hand, a sample of this. This is a stable oral suspension of catalytically active gold nanocrystals. Patients drink it every morning. They're in 6 different clinical programs with us now, 1 in Parkinson's, 2 in multiple sclerosis, and 3 in ALS. And to your timing question, we'll be rolling out the data from these studies over the next few quarters. We'll see by the 3rd quarter our first insight into ALS. By the top of next year, we'll have a definitive answer in ALS when we conclude a phase 3 registration study, which could lead to a new drug application with the FDA. The Parkinson's work, we'll see our first indication in the 3rd quarter of this year, when we find out if our drug taken orally can change basic bioenergetic metabolites in the brains of Parkinson's patients. And then in multiple sclerosis, we'll see the outcome of this data next year in 22. The Parkinson's work that's just been funded by Michael J. Fox, and we are very grateful for their partnership with us here at Clene, is going to be funding 2 key initiatives. One, we're taking human-induced pluripotent stem cells. So thankfully, Parkinson's patients have been willing to donate some basic stem cells for us that we then take to the laboratory, and we verify our asset's effectiveness against these human Parkinson's patient dopaminergic neurons. We're really giving these neurons the Parkinson's-related neurotoxins and then seeing the benefit that our asset can provide. The second work that the Michael J. Fox Foundation team is funding is to look at motor behaviors and neuron survival in animal models of Parkinson's. And taken collectively with our ongoing clinical work already in human Parkinson's patients will enable us to build the right Parkinson's clinical study to see if our asset can bring back neurological function for Parkinson's patients.
Right. So I like the description, and I'm glad you did that so that people better understand what it is that you're doing. You have 3 upcoming conferences. I see one on March 9th, March 15th, March 16th is the OPCO Healthcare Conference, and these will be very important as you present, and I'm sure they'll be asking a lot of the same questions. At the same time, you're in a business here. So Clene, along with your subsidiary, Clene Nanomedicine, which is this clinical stage bio subsidiary doing this work, what happens to the bottom line? Obviously, you need this important funding from the likes of the foundation of Michael J. Fox. When does the company make money, or when do these things come to fruition and then hopefully help the bottom line?
So over the last few years, we've raised in total $160 million between equity raises and with these type of grant fundings, like the Michael J. Fox funding indicates. We took the company public in the late part of December last year through a SPAC transaction. We're now on NASDAQ. It's been a fun ride these last 8 weeks. The conference, as you noted, suggest and indicate a rallying of many investment banks and investors, more importantly, around the cause we're doing. You know, you and I and everybody else in the whole human family, we slow down bioenergetically. We slow down as we age. It's a fundamental reality of what we have to deal with as we advance through our decades. And what we're trying to do is prove that the possible administration of an oral bioenergetic nanocatalyst could bring the neuron the cells it requires to drive neuroprotection, to drive remyelination, and put in simple words, there's a number of things that you and I take for granted, the way we move, the way we talk, the way we think, the way we act, the way we breathe. All of this is requiring the brain to talk to a series of muscles. And what our intent is over the next few quarters is to see if we can return neurological function to these devastating diseases and the way they have a devastating impact on the patient's lives. And so we have capital, sufficient capital to take these clinical studies to the end of their conclusion through next year. And we are very excited for the market's reaction to and response to what we're trying to do here at Clene.
Rob, thank you so much. I'm glad you gave us that explanation. We wish you the best of luck, obviously, in this obviously big endeavor that you're taking on. We really appreciate it. Rob Etherington, President and CEO of Clene. Thank you for joining us on the show.